Peace. It's the love dealer Tunde Lotus, Leatherwing Fairy, and this is our 11th episode of Tunde Talks. And today we're talking about reciprocating energy. So, as promised, in this next coming series, we're going to be talking about our relationships with other people. So, as mindful individuals, as mindful millennials, we already have a very good foundation in self. So now we're going to be talking about our relationships with other individuals, whether that be romantic, whether that be family and friends, associates, soul family, so on and so forth. So in our previous episode, we talked about our entourage or our soul family. This episode, we're going to be talking about how the energy that we give out to others should be returned to us and how we should accept that type of energy. Whenever we put out energy, we want to make sure that the energy that we put out is being reciprocated or being returned to us. This is such an important aspect of energy working because we have to understand that although energy can never be destroyed, it is transferred. In situations where we are lending energy, we should be receiving as much as we are giving. Being mindful of the energy that we transfer or the energy that we lend to any situation or any individual is not selfish. It's an act of self-love. An act of self-love that is assertive enough to say that I know that the energy that I'm giving out is valuable, and because it is valuable, I expect you to place value on that by returning some of that energy back to me, giving some of that energy that I've given to you back to me. And individuals who have good intentions for you are always going to make sure to do that because that energy flow is what keeps a sustaining relationship or sustains a relationship. As mindful millennials, we want to lend our energy to situations that can be self-sustaining. We want to lend our energy to situations that are meaningful to us. So lending our energy to individuals who place value on that energy is so important whenever we encounter anyone. Oftentimes we use the word family to describe the people in our lives that are closest to us and oftentimes next to kin. But the word family is such a loaded word that the value that we place on it is often heavier than just our friends and our co-workers. So with people who we give this title, we give them a pedestal or we place them in high regard. I say this to say that with the individuals that we hold in highest regard or highest esteem, we have to always be mindful of the energy that we give out because of that value that we place, and we also have to be mindful of the energy that we receive because of the value that we place on those individuals as well. You want people to give you the energy that you give out. Why is this important? Whenever we give out energy and we find ourselves in a place of depletion or depleted energy, we feel drained. Whenever we feel drained, we may find ourselves subject to different energies that are foreign to our own personal stock of energy. So what that means is whenever we deplete our energy, we're leaving ourselves open for energies that are not native to our being. This is important because as a mindful millennial and a person who protects your energy, leaving yourself vulnerable or open is always a no-no. We want to leave ourselves open in the areas of receiving love and receiving positivity and receiving light. Those are positive intentions that we should be able to recognize when we receive from outside parties. If you can't feel it, if it's not stimulating your being or serving your spirit in any way, then you can more readily recognize whether that person has positive intentions for you. So if you are giving someone energy and you can tell or you can feel that you're not receiving energy back because maybe you're feeling drained, maybe you feel that energy that you used to have for the situation is just disappearing for some reason. If you are in a situation like that, then you have to know that you're putting yourself or setting yourself up for a world of toxicity that you didn't sign up for. We've come so far in building ourselves and building our spirit to be strong, resilient, and open the way that we are. We don't want to go back in any way. The people that we place value on have more of an opportunity or an ability to chip away at those building blocks. So we have to be mindful of how they're using that power, okay? Okay, so let's say you're a person who has done your work. You have done your homework. You have dug deep inside of yourself and you've acknowledged the things that you want to change, and you have celebrated the things about yourself that you know are to be received. You celebrate the things about yourself that you know add value to the world. You are the being that you intended to be. You are strong and solid in that foundation. You don't want anything to ever shake that, especially if you're dealing with people or individuals that you know have not done that homework, have not sat down and acknowledged some of the things that they lend to society, or the energy that they put out. We have to be mindful of those people, even if they are people that we hold in high esteem. So maybe this person is your mother. Maybe this person is your cousin. Maybe this person is your uncle, your brother. These people, oftentimes, because of the title, because of the family, because of the blood, the kinship, we hold these people in high esteem. Make sure that these people hold you in high esteem. Make sure that the value is there. Make sure that the energy is reciprocating, okay? Kinship is not an exempting factor for genuine love and genuine respect and genuine mutual understanding. So in essence, what we have to be mindful of is not to lend our energy to situations that do not serve us. Remove yourself from situations that don't serve you. Remove yourself from situations that hurt you, cause you pain, or create toxicity within the spirit that you've built up. We have to go where we're wanted. Don't find yourself in a place where you're surrounded by individuals who don't have the energy to give to you, or they're just not in a business of having the same energy that you have, or they're just not in the business of reciprocating energy. Sometimes we find ourselves in spaces where we are very protective of our energy, and we know that this is a time where we need to hunker down and just protect it, hold on to it. And sometimes people can be in that space even when they're dealing with other individuals, and you can feel that type of energy coming off of someone when they're not giving energy back, when they're not reciprocating that energy. That person may be going through something that we're not privy to, something that you don't know about, where they're just not in a space where they feel like they can give out energy. And that's okay, but we also have to be mindful of ourselves, and oftentimes we have to be mindful of ourselves first. So as usual, I have 3 points that I want to leave with you all today about our topic of reciprocating energy, and the first of which is to remember self-love. Don't forget your practices. Don't forget how important self-love is and how important it is to elevate yourself to a space of self-love in every situation. So when you are in a situation where you're not getting the energy that you are giving, you need to remember your self-love principles and put yourself in a space where you can give as much as you receive. It is not selfish to have that expectation. In this instance, it wouldn't be an expectation because we're not expecting anything in particular. We are simply expecting that we get the type of good energy that we give out, and there's nothing wrong with that. The next point that I want to leave with you today is kinship is not exemplary. So what does that mean? That means that just because this person is your next of kin, your mother, your father, your brother, your uncle, doesn't mean that they are exempt from the rule of giving good love. Oftentimes when someone loves you or cares about you, they have no problem with lending any energy to you or to your situation or to your life. So when you find yourself in that situation, even with your family members, you have to still say, I choose myself love first, and I choose to give my energy where I know I will get it back. Don't think that just because they are kin that they are an exception to that rule. So the last point I want to leave with you today is go where you're wanted. Don't put yourself in situations where you know you're not getting anything back. It is insanity to do the same thing expecting a different outcome. Stop going back for that hurt. Stop going back for that pain. Even if that person is your next of kin, even if that person is your lover, even if that person has spent several years with you of good reciprocating energy, whenever that energy stops, you know you need to move on to a next chapter. Don't be crazy and put yourself in a situation where you are constantly being broken down, constantly being beaten and battered by someone else's toxicity. Don't do it. Even if that person is your mother, even if that person is your uncle, don't let people use the word family to abuse you. Don't let people use the value that you place on them to break you down. You're a mindful millennial. You have a good foundation in self, and so you can be confident in that, and you can be protective of that energy as well. So this has been our 11th episode of Tunde Talks, and today we talked about reciprocating energy. I'm enjoying all of these episodes where we're talking about our relationships with other individuals. If you're enjoying them too, please subscribe to this channel. Also hit the notification button so that you can be updated when we upload new videos. There's lots of great content to come.